So Avengers Endgame just came out, just got finished watching it, and I want to yap about it a little bit because really, I think it was a pretty amazing movie. Spoiler alert off top, because really this is a very hard movie to talk about without getting into spoilers, because the entire movie is one gigantic spoiler. So yeah, this culmination, all the years, MCU, it's a huge YouTube thing right now. And so there's gonna be 1,000,003 reviews out there, and I'm not really trying to review it. I just want to talk about the film a little bit because there's quite a bit that kind of, I like the film. I really did like the movie, but at the same time, there's quite a bit that leaves me just scratching my head, okay, so we're gonna just move on after being missing for 5 years as if, no big deal. We just missed 5 years of everything. I mean, I'm very interested in seeing how that cleanup goes up, how the cleanup goes on amongst other aspects. Like, I'm just really curious about the particulars, but either ways, it is good to see, everybody come back and watching Black Panther come through that portal was really cool. It really felt to me as if the Russos were trying to say, yeah, this is the future of the MCU. A little bit more than Captain Marvel. And speaking of Black Panther and Caucasian women going and stealing thunder, right? So in the ending battle, because I'm just gonna assume you've seen this movie, because I'm definitely putting spoilers in the title. In the ending battle, right? Black Panther is about to go up against Thanos, and then Scarlet Witch just comes and kind of cock blocks my dude a little bit. So, and it's like, well, dang, can a brother get any kind of play? But she was out. She was out for blood, man. And she was really ripping him apart. I mean, she was showing herself to be far more powerful than even Captain Marvel or Thor. I mean, is Scarlet Witch the most powerful person in the MCU now? I mean, is that where the power rankings are? She was just gone. But yeah, it was all in all, I really enjoyed the film. I do see ways in which the universe can continue. That was a major concern for me, because one of the things that I'd heard a lot of coming into it was that, it's the end. I don't see how you can continue this, but I do see a lot of different ways that the universe in and of itself, as they've built it, can continue. Let's see, like taking if as an idea that I'd had, right, was bringing Black Panther, like in one of the Black Panther sequels, introducing Storm. That'd be really cool. Like that'd be really cool. And Doctor Strange is still there. You got Far From Home coming up. It's very interesting to see how they'll be playing those events from there, because it's pretty obvious that everybody just realizes, yeah, we were gone for 5 years. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. Some great scenes throughout the course of the movie, including my personal favorite, Captain America holding Mjolnir. I think that was really, really cool. And Thor going, "I knew it," because it really is it really is a film for those who've paid attention to these movies and those who really care about these characters, because when in Age of Ultron, at the party scene where Captain America almost slightly lifts the hammer and Thor has this look on his face like, oh, like, you have to remember it. Yeah, like that was really funny. That was really good. There's so many different callbacks. Captain America fighting Captain America, Professor Hulk. I mean, how do you not speak of Professor Hulk? That was a really good. The motion capture was fantastic. I really enjoyed Mark Ruffalo's performance. He really does a lot for that character. And so, it was good to see Hulk be a bit more intelligent and kicking just as much ass as ever before. Not as much, because, he's calmer. He's not as angry. It's really funny. What other things that just really hold, I did one of those One Marvelous Scene videos. It's right underneath this. And I said how it was like playing with the toys, and the scene in which, you know, Doctor Strange pulls everybody out of the portals and everybody's popping up and you see everybody just going to war. One thing, one thing, because this was right after Cap was digging into Thanos with Mjolnir and just he got himself back up, right? Like Thanos knocks him down and he's getting back up. And I'm telling you, right before Falcon clicks in, I want to just see Captain America just say one time, I can do this all day. Or once everybody was out of the portal, right before he said Avengers Assemble, he could say, we could do this all day. I was just like, oh, come on, say it, Cap, say it. He never said it, and I was very upset about that. But that was really like playing with the toys. That was such a playing with the toys moment when everybody's just out there. You see M'Baku, you see Spider-Man, you see Drax, you see everybody's just digging on in. That was fantastic. But I really do love the just the sheer adrenaline that it pumps through you. You know, because the deal is that you feel the things you're supposed to feel. When Cap and Tony reunite. And I was actually really irritated with Tony because he's sitting there blaming Cap when Cap's the one that gave you a phone, my dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like, he gave you a phone. All you had to do was press send. Right before, you went out there to deal with the situation, and you would have had Cap with you. But, you know, it is what it is. They had to give him a reason to just fall back and have his daughter. And it was that was really cool seeing Tony with a kid and having everything that he wanted. And one of the nice parts at the end was seeing that Cap went and got everything that he'd wanted with Peggy. That was really nice, but it really throws me because, well, shouldn't none of this have happened then? I'm confused. Like I'm a smidgen confused with this because, you know, if Cap lived this entire time, then wouldn't their memories be different? But really the Russo brothers really just smashed the continuity and all of that to the ground in this movie. So that's really weird. It's interesting to see where it's going to go from here, because there's a few sequels that are coming up, including Doctor Strange, Guardians 3, which will apparently have Thor in it, which is going to be a ton of fun. Him and Peter going back and forth. Where was Gamora? I looked at my phone for half a second, and that may have been the half a second, but what happened to Gamora? Where did she go? Why wasn't she on the ship? I mean, did I miss her or something like that? I saw Nebula, I saw Drax and Rocket and Groot. Where was Gamora? I may have missed it. If you are watching this, please, by all means, in the comments, let me know. I don't know what happened with that. Yeah. But geez, what else? Because there was just it really was a big movie. I mean, we're talking about like 3 hours of just sitting there, but it was a very entertaining 3 hours. One of the criticisms that I heard about the movie was that, like, you know, the first few acts are a little long, but it actually had a lot of character, just interactions that I really liked. I'm not speaking of, she who shall not be named. We know who I'm talking about. I've gone out of my way to make sure that this video has nothing of Captain Whammon in it, so we're all right. But yeah, it was a really interesting and really fun movie. Do I think it's better than Endgame? No, because Endgame was just so gripping. But did it hit me in the feels, in the ways that the Russos wanted? Definitely. From just watching everybody come back to saying goodbye to Tony, which really just, I mean, you know what really got to me too was the scene between Tony and his dad. I thought that was a really fun and interesting scene, and everybody kept calling you like, "You're not a beatnik guy, yeah?" talking like they used to talk back then in the Roaring '50s. And oh man, Paul Rudd, Ant-Man. He is so funny. He really is. That's America's ass. Yeah. That was very, very funny. And I really do like that, at the end of the day, it did all focus around on Cap. And he's a character that we got to know over the past 10 years and so. And it's just it was really nice seeing a closing to his and Tony's arcs and chapters and storylines in these movies. It was really sweet that they ended on the Steve and Peggy note. I think that was really nice because he deserved it. He deserved it. He just went back and had his family. And I'm somewhat of a sucker for that type of thing, particularly now, because the adventures never tend to cease, never stop. Tony snaps the gauntlet. That was good. That was very good. To watch him get full circle and take out Thanos. I mean, one of the big concerns was that Captain Whammon was going to be the one that, handled him. But really, Scarlett Witch, she was the one that really put mitts on my man. She was not playing. She was pissed. And Elizabeth Olsen, quick side note, Elizabeth Olsen, I admire her so much because her sisters got so much hype back in the day, and I remember there was some pervs like, oh my goodness, I can't wait for them to turn 18 and all this other nonsense. But come to find out, Elizabeth Olsen is by far the hottest of all three of them, and really a really fantastic actress. I saw her in other roles, including Old Boy, and where the movies may not have been that great. I do admire the performance she puts out. I think she's really she has very pretty eyes. Oh my goodness, and gorgeous eyes. Thor was a slob. That's putting it lightly, but it's like what are you gonna do? You lost and you killed the person that you wanted to kill, but he still took a lot out of you. And it was good seeing him go off with the Guardians, and it's interesting. I'm looking very much so towards Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy, which is another reason why I'm just like, I'm not sure they're gonna be able to end it like that. I'm not sure that's the end. The original ones. So yeah, with the time travel stuff, they reference a lot more movies in this than I expected them to. They were talking about, you had Paul Rudd and Don Cheadle going, like, listing off the movies, like all these different time travel movies, and it's just like, well, it's not a little too meta for my taste, but I can dig it. Yeah, see the scene from Age of Ultron, and I guess it's time to get to what is probably the saddest part. Seriously, what are we doing here? There we go. The saddest part, Black Widow. Her movie's coming out and sometime in the near future, so it'll be very interesting to see if that's like an Elseworld story or something along those lines, or maybe a prequel. But that scene when she sacrificed herself was a callback. Like, the entire movie is a gigantic callback, but even to when her and Barton, her and Hawkeye going back and forth fighting to make the leap, and her snatching them out of the air and doing the exact same maneuver she did in Winter Soldier, I was just like, oh man, this is sad. But that was what she felt she had to do. And by far, this is why Captain Whammon is so patronizing, because you have like Scarlet Witch and now Black Widow. You have all these amazing female characters that it's just like really like she's like a female version of Johnny Bravo. Like, bruh, you trying too hard, like, just a sincere try hard. And it's like, Disney, you guys have all these different fantastic female characters that we've come to know and love, and whereas on a political scale, I don't like any of these actors or anything else like that when it comes to the performances that they churn out. Like, seriously, ScarJo, you did fantastic in this movie, and I'll definitely try to, because I didn't go see Lucy. I didn't go see Ghost in the Shell, but I might just give Black Widow a look. Oh man, but yeah, so I guess that's pretty much a pretty good place to end this spoiler non-review of Endgame. Just me and my thoughts about, a movie I really enjoyed. I don't think it's particularly, I think I see a way forward for the MCU, which is something that I've heard a lot. Like, oh man, like, it's done. It's there's a way forward. There's a very clever way forward, but it's definitely not with Captain Whammon at the helm. I'll put it to you like that. Doctor Strange, Black Panther, do what they can with the rest of the Spider-Man contract. We'll see how that all plays out. But, as far as being satisfied with the movie, being satisfied with conclusions, I believe when it comes to Cap and Iron Man, super satisfied. Super satisfied with, like I said, like Thor's still around, everybody else is still around. It's really just those two who storylines and story beats are up. And the Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., you guys did fantastic over these years, particularly Chris Evans, because Robert Downey Jr. was in the Iron Man suit a lot, but it was Chris Evans who had to stay working out and stay on that regimen. Jesus. So respect the hell out of that, brother. You did great, man. Both of you gentlemen did great. Thank you, Kevin Feige. Thank you to everybody from the grip to the assistant. Like, this has been a fantastic decade, and all well in the future. So that being said, if you like what you heard, by all means, like, sub, share, speak, talk to me in the comments. If you you disagree or you want to chop it up, by all means. Until the next one.